You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast with your host, Safan. Transmission will commence momentarily.
How are you guys doing? My name is Safan. This is the HighlyEvolvedPodcast Podcast. You can find me on social media. And before we start, if you're a social justice warrior, liberal, communist, please exit the channel. And on that note, let's start the program. I want to discuss you what I read on the article recently about our solar flare. It's going to happen about a solar flare that's going to happen during the Easter weekend. And it might be strong. It might ruin it. Easter Sunday. It might affect Easter Sunday a bit. Let's look at the article. All right. It says space weather forecast: solar storm predicted for Easter weekend. A solar storm is predicted to close out the Easter weekend with a bombardment of solar particles set to hit the Earth on Easter Monday. Researchers have noticed a small hole in the outer layer of the sun atmosphere known as the sunspot, which is turning towards Earth. Sunspots are patches of darkness on the sun which are caused by underlying magnetism. Beneath the surface, however, sometimes that magnetism bubble up and release in the form of a solar flare, which spew cosmic particles into the space like neutrinos, something like that, right? Holes like this are common, and researchers let me repeat. Let me reread it. Holes like this are common, and researchers said we are now in the midst of outpouring of solar particles, which will continue to collide with the Earth on Easter Monday, April 22nd, 2019. All right. The class of our planet and the wind is likely to cause stunning northern lights, aka the Aurora Borealis. Cosmic Forecast website Space Weather said a minor hole in the sun atmosphere is turning towards Earth and spewing stream of solar wind in our direction. All right. Estimated time of arrival April 22nd. Geomagnetic unrest and polar aurora are possible when the gaseous material arrive. Aurora, which include the northern light Aurora Borealis, the southern light Aurora Australis, are caused when solar particles hit the atmosphere. As the magnetosphere get bombarded by the solar wind, stunning blue light can appear as the layer of atmosphere deflect on particles. For the most part, the Earth's magnetic field protect human from the barrage of radiation which comes from sunspot, but solar storm can affect satellite-based technology. So your GPS might get affected, your internet. Just be ready, okay, guys? I'm not saying for sure it's gonna happen. Just be ready. Solar wind can heat the Earth's outer atmosphere, causing it to expand. This can affect satellite orbit. See, I mentioned satellite. Potential leading to lack of GPS navigation, mobile phone signal. See, satellite TV such as Sky TV. You know, in the UK they have their service. But let's continue. Additionally, a surge of particles can lead to high current in the magnetosphere, which can lead to a higher than normal electricity and power line, resulting in electrical transformers and power station blew out and loss of power. The high amount of radiation is vulnerable and can cause cancer. All right. Basically, they're saying this it's basically like a corona mass injection. You know, that's another word for it. The solar flare is a corona mass injection. All right, it's meaning that the sun are releasing particles that is traveling towards our atmosphere and the sunspot. All right, and because of that, it's creating this huge black spot on the sun. All right, so guys, this something have to link with gematria, or all right, if you know what gematria is a Jewish mysticism that that explain that word or correlate with letters and numbers. But besides that, yeah, it's gonna mess your Easter weekend. There's a slight chance it might and might not. Let's hope it doesn't happen. But this is serious. What if it does happen? You know, how are people gonna live their lives in today's society? People mainly function by their means of devices, and whether it is your cell phone or your GPS. It's crazy. It's something I want to talk about too, about the sunspot. The sunspot, people are known, people in the let's say the truther community or the UFO community, is that people are saying that the sunspot are really a portal way, right? A way, it's like a wormhole. It's like a Stargate. That's what it is. But and the term Stargate, that's where it really means to really reference. They look at it, the sun. When they look at the sun as a star, it is a star. The sun is a form of a star. And they said back in antiquities, right? People are saying that people have these legends that the way that people travel to time or to space is through the sun, and this hole in the sun open a certain amount of time in a certain amount of period. Like there's like they predicted when the sunspot gonna open and when it's gonna open, and in order to travel to the sunspot, right, they had to have this kind of machinery. This is where all these ancient alien theory came from. Is that this is how these people travel from one planetary system to another, is through the Stargate, right, aka the wormhole. And this is also linked to what happened a few weeks ago about they released the picture of the black hole. When you look at it, the black hole, correct me if I'm wrong in this, put a comment below. When you look at it at a black hole is just basically a fallen star. A star is a sun, right? So when a black hole created this wormhole, and they say within this wormhole you could travel through another part of the galaxy through this wormhole. And basically the sunspot is something like that and similar, but it's not a dying star. So the sun is still active, but it releases certain particles where it split open or allowed voids in the sun to be traveled through. Because nobody actually know that the sun is actually a mass or not a mass. I mean, there's no way of telling that. Is it actual? What is it? Matter? Is it created by matter, or is it just a ball of energy? That's what it is. And according to ancient alien researcher, they said that it's a gateway. It's a Stargate. So the reason why they get this concept is because when they look at fossils and artifacts and stuff, they have some artifacts have like people wearing like a spherical shape in their neck, right? That resemble a sun, the black sun, right? When you look at the Jesuit logo, right, it have a black sun, right? It's like, why are they looking at the black sun for? Because the black sun is some kind of way of traveling through space, all right? That's according to ancient alien theories. All right, I'm just letting you guys know. But yeah, maybe this corona mass injection, the solar flare, is one of those times that the little time of opportunity where the Stargate open and we could travel through it. All right. So the speculation is that when it's open, there's gonna be a lot of UFO activity. I'm guessing there's gonna be a lot of UFO activity, some interdimensional activity going on while this Stargate is open. All right. But I'll link the article in the description below. But that's what I'm thinking. I might be wrong. It might sound stupid sometimes. All right. But you really need brought up your mind to have this kind of discussion and have these kind of ideas in your head, because there's a lot of evidence that's pointing that the sunspot is a Stargate, is a way to travel to different part of the galaxy, part of space. Right? Just look it up. You don't have to take my word for it. You just gotta look it up, because there's a lot of artifact that shows a lot of people within these relief that they have out there that they were idolizing this this sun, they wear it on the neck. This artifact showing this people wear like a circle spear on the neck, like a necklace, right? Or on paintings or on pictograph, right? About an image that looked like a sun, right? And there's legends and mythologies that people have been traveling through space, wearing the sun circles on their neck, and they use that as a star key in order to get through it. And within some calendars and antiquities, it tells you when the exact date when the Stargate gonna open, and there's like a precise date that they can allow themselves to enter the Stargate and exit the Stargate, right? But that's alien technology, right? That's ancient alien technology. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's what I've been hearing through the grapevine, all right, about while watching all these documentary, reading all these books. But back to the article, right? These articles and all these particles coming to the Earth, that's also related to neutrinos. These particles are also neutrinos that's releasing, because there's something's going on with the sun right now, right? The sun are releasing, before it releases certain neutrinos that created us, right? That created us, right? For some reason, the sun is changing its molecular structures, and it releasing different neutrinos that are hitting us, right? So we're changing from a carbon 6 being. If you look that up on YouTube, carbon 6, right? Carbon 6 was changing from a carbon 6 being to a carbon 7 being, all right? Carbon 7 is a different kind of, how do I say it, neutrinos that change our DNA. Basically, our DNA is changing because of the different type of particle that the sun is emitting, all right? Because of this, is another theory too, right? Is another theory that the reason why this is happening, why the sunspot is happening and is releasing this neutrino and it's changing our DNA, this is where the theory of chemtrails started. The reason why they have chemtrails is to block the sun neutrinos from entering our body, because our body, we create vitamin D, right, from the sun, right? If the different neutrinos are hitting us, that means we are able to create some kind of molecules in our body, some kind of other chemicals. So because of this is why there's all these chemtrails up there that have particles, aluminum particles, and all this stuff that blocking the sun from exposing to us, right? And they don't want us to change our DNA. That's why there's all these chemtrails. It might be hard to understand what I'm trying to explain to you, but you have to just listen to me on this, all right? The reason why there's chemtrails in the atmosphere is because the sun is releasing a different kind of sun rays on us, all right? Hence, the solar flares is happening. Solar flares are releasing particles that's hitting Earth, and the reason, and according to the deep state, they don't want the people to be waking. This is why people are enlightened. People are more awake now, right? Age of Aquarius, age of enlightenment, right? This is why people are more aware, more open, more spiritual right now than it was before the previous ages, all right? It's all connected, and this is why people are asking more questions, have more spiritual with their self, with the way they're thinking, all right? Because people are changing. People are changing the way they're thinking, and their body are forming, and that's very detrimental to the deep state, because they don't want people to change. They want people in their dumb ways, right? They don't want people to be awake. They want them down. That's why they put in fluorides. That's why people are protesting. They don't want fluoride no more. They don't want GMO no more, all right? People are more awake now, and because it's more awake, that means they can't control us. This is why they don't want us. That's why they're dumbing us down with aluminum in the atmosphere, because they try to block the sunlight from hitting us for us to change and be more awake. They're blocking the sunlight with the chemtrails, and they don't. And because of they're doing this chemtrails, they're affecting the weather as well. So they're creating all these adverse effects just because they don't want us to change and don't want us to wake up. All right, I might sound like a total nut right now with my tinfoil hat. All right, but if you just research these things, it all makes sense. All right, because the sun is exposing different neutrinos, it lead the deep state to create these programs that block the sun rays. Because how do you explain all of a sudden you start seeing chemtrails abundantly everywhere. All right, it's all linked to the chemtrails. All of a sudden, this is why the Earth is getting hotter because the sun is. It's not to global warming. All right, it's not global warming. It's not what we did. It's not because of we're emitting too much carbon in our atmosphere. Carbon is a natural process. All right, plant breathe carbon and expel oxygen, so we could breathe. Right, it's not because of global warming. The reason why it's getting hotter is because the sun is getting hotter. All right, it's like a stove. Right, it's like a stove when you hit it. There's like a dial on the stove. Right, when you put it in a consistent temperature, it stay in a consistent temperature. But that's why there's a knob, right? And then you turn higher, it gets hotter. It's hard for me to explain right now, but that's what it is because the sun is getting hotter. People don't know why the sun is getting hotter. All right, it's not due to global warming. It's due to the sun, and we can't control the sun. And who do we think we are that we are able to control the sun? We can't control the sun. All right, and that's what most scientists are baffling right now. Like, why is the sun getting hotter? All right, it's not to global warming. The world been doing this for eons, right? The world been getting hot, warm, no, at a constant rate for years. But the only thing that changes is that the temperature of the sun. Why is it getting hotter? That's what they don't understand. All right, and they want to feed you this false myth about global warming, about the people created global warming, right? And for America to think that because America compared to other country, we're the most cleanest country. We're not the number one polluter, right? The number one polluter is India, China, all these third world country. How come they don't have to comply with this Green New Deal or recycling process, right? And then we supposed to do something. America can't save the world, right? We don't have no power to dictate any other country. To think that because if America will change the way, it will save the world. It's not us. It's not entirely our fault. We're not the only nation in the world. All right, all the other nations contribute to these factors of pollution, not just America, and that is what people don't understand. All right, we can't change the way how other countries function. We can only change for ourselves. And America is one of the cleanest countries out there compared to all these other countries. All right, or any first world country is the cleanest. We can't control third world country and how they pollute. All right, and to think that if America changed the way, it's gonna stop all pollution. The galls of that, right? Like, it's not gonna happen. If America becomes zero emission, zero material, right? Zero plastics, zero consuming, it's not gonna stop the other nation from the world to pollute. All right, it's not gonna happen. We cannot save the world. America can't save the world. It gotta be a global effort, right? And the reason why, I guess that's why they're trying to have the UN try to bully everybody to do all these stuff, right? But if you have a global effort, that means we're not a sovereign nation, and that's more political effect that happen on us, that will be put upon us, right? So it's all these slippery slope that we're gearing towards, right? So, but people I don't want to say people need to realize that America can't save the planet. All right, no matter what kind of policy we implement, it's not going to tell the other country that they're going to do the same as we are. All right, but back to the article. I just went off subject, went on a tangent. All right, back to the article about the corona mass injection. The solar flare is happening. This is one of the myths that's happening. Right. I mean, this is what's happening in the world. They're releasing these neutrinos, and this is where one of the explanation of chemtrails come from. I already explained it. I hope I explained enough for you, but if I explain it wrong, leave a comment below. And yeah, I just want to share you this article that I just read. And your Easter Sunday might be affected, so if something glitchy happened, that's the reason why. All right, but I'll leave the article below, and I'll try to make a more concise video about chemtrails and how it linked to this sun corona mass injection thing and all this other time. I just want to tell you how it linked to this article that I just read. But let me know what you think. If you agree or disagree, do you think it's real? You think global warming is BS? But yeah, on that note, guys, to let you know, if you want to support me, follow me on social media, like, share, subscribe. All right, I'm not bounded by anybody, and that means I'm not monetized. So, that means I'm unscripted, unedited, and I don't want to say uncensored, right? Unrehearsed, right? That's why the way I'm talking right now is so hard to understand right now. But on that note, guys, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.